Hey guys, it is a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. If you're unfamiliar with the territory, especially on the west side of the mountains, it's usually like this a lot, where it's wet and drizzly and rainy. Actually, here in eastern Washington, it's usually not this bad. It's usually a lot more arid. But lo and behold, I've been out trying to make a video here all week, and this is the best day so far, so I'm just going for it. You know, you can probably see on the hills behind me here, it's snowed, it's rained, it's snowed, it's rained. Winter sure has felt like it's trying to come early up here. So, yeah, without further ado, I'm going to jump into it here. I'm working on my Ford Edge today, doing a 10,000 mile service on the engine oil and the automatic transmission fluid. And I'm doing the automatic transmission fluid just because I'm curious as to what 10,000 miles interval will look like as far as the fluid. When I did the drain and fill 3 times 10,000 miles ago, what I noticed was it got the fluid back to that pink red color like it's supposed to be. But when you run the math on it, I believe you're only about 95% new oil. The only way to get it 100% out, or at least 99.9% out, is to actually hook it up and do a flush at like an oil can Henry's or something, where they will hook it up to a machine that actually pumps all the old fluid out and puts fresh in. And if you're doing a cost-based analysis, I guess that's probably your cheapest route if you want to get all your fluid changed. But I have this theory that if I do it every 10,000 miles, where I just drain the fluid and fill it back up, which gets quite a bit out, but not all of it. If I just keep doing that every 10,000 miles, that it'll be sufficient. But I'm going to have a couple cups here so I can look at what the 10,000 miles looks like on the transmission fluid compared to what the new stuff looks like, just so I can have a reference point. And who knows, I might be completely wrong on this, but if you think so, leave a comment down below. And I always get a kick out of reading some of the stuff that comes up. But yeah, so without further ado, I'm just going to jump into changing the fluids on this. Okay, so I'm going to flash the mileage up of the old Edge odometer. My last service to my new service interval is at 190, 420. Okay, so here's the results you folks have probably been waiting on. Here, that is just ATF, the Mercon V ATF poured fresh out of the bottle. So that's what it's supposed to look like. I know the cup's somewhat opaque, but you can clearly see the difference of how pink and red that is compared to 10,000 miles after a 3-time drain and fill. So that's what it looks like. The 3-time drain and fill. If you're part of the MKX Ford Edge group, I remember Mano talked to me about this when I first joined quite a while back. But I think he has a table, if I'm remembering correctly, that shows you, like, for every time you fill or drain and fill it, it will tell you how much fluid you get out and how much the original is still remaining in there. And basically each time it kind of like it's almost exponential to a certain degree of, like, each time you fill or you drain and fill, you like remove quite a bit. But the further down you go, the less and less you get. And you can never really get it 100%, but you can get it like 99% or 98%, if you were to do it 5 times. But if you do it 3 times, you're at like 92, 93, maybe even 95%. And so that seemed good enough for me. But, I mean, I guess the results kind of speak for themselves. You can see how dark this stuff is. Granted, the nice thing is I don't see, anything metallic floating around in there, which is a good sign, I suppose. Or floating on the bottom. And so then, if we move on to the motor oil, obviously here is 520 here, full synthetic. I just poured this out of that half quart I had remaining. So that's what it looks like brand new. And here's 10,000 miles of service. And actually, surprisingly, I was expecting it to look darker than that, and I am somewhat shocked that 10,000 miles and it still has a brownish color to it. Maybe I'm just used to changing the oil in my pickup truck and stuff and just seeing black motor oil come out. But, you know, yeah, that stuff's still somewhat brown. And the only way you can tell the difference between this and the ATF is just that skunky smell the ATF has. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you could hit that like button and the subscribe button over there, that would help me out considerably. And even if you want to get all my notifications of all my stuff, there's that little bell next to that. You can hit that. And if you have any comments or questions, hey, leave those down below. I'm usually pretty good about getting back to them here on YouTube. And if you want to check out my latest vlog, it'll be up there. And if you want to see my latest automotive video or other video, it'll be right there. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one.